All right, number 2. And if the goal doesn't mess you up, this one will mess you up. Number 2 is you got to have a burning desire. You got to have a burning desire. Is any of you moms got young kids? How old are your children?
7. Just one. I just have one. 7.
Girl or boy?
The boy.
Loving?
Of course, yes.
Yeah. Well, you have to ask nowadays. Just kidding. Stand up for me. What's your name?
Danielle.
Danielle. What's your 7-year-old's name?
Lance.
Lance. I want you to stay with me here for a moment, okay? Lance is in Los Angeles. It's 1 o'clock in Los Angeles, right?
Right.
I have all your credit cards. I have the keys to your car. I have your driver's license and all your ID. I got your phone. I have everything in my possession, and you cannot have it. Are you with me?
Mm-hmm.
You understand?
Yes.
Okay. Lance is in Los Angeles. Lance is not with your grandparents, or, he's not with his grandparents and any of that. Lance is in Los Angeles. If you don't get to Los Angeles by 8 a.m., you will never see Lance ever again in your life. Will you be there at 8 a.m.?
Oh, yeah.
Do you know how?
Not really.
That's a burning desire. Now you notice, just for Danielle's sake, I did not ask for a mother who had a teenager. Thank you, Danielle.
Maybe tomorrow.
I made that mistake one time. Yeah, I got a 13. Oh, that'd be great. They're in L.A. I'll leave their butt there. Oh, man. Any of you that have been between 12 and 21 know what I'm talking about. Guys, that's the difference. That's the difference right there. It's that pregnant pause right there, Danielle, when you were going. She caught the reality just for a second. Wait a minute. You darn right I'm going to be there. But I don't know how I'm going to be there. That's the burning desire that it takes. And I don't care what it is you're doing. I don't care if you're the receptionist. I don't care if you're the CEO. That responsibility to have that burning desire is the same. You say, well, I'm just an employee. What do you mean you're just an employee? That doesn't accept it all. You know that if you're an employee, that somebody has been willing to dig into their personal pocket and hand you their money. You mean to tell me that doesn't take a burning desire of commitment? Of course it does. Somebody's willing to give you their money and share that with you. If you can't be committed to that, then just go on somewhere. It's okay. I've never had a problem with anybody who wants to leave. I have a problem with somebody who wants to leave when they go and they manipulate the whole deal and then they walk in and say, I'm going. There's no character in that. Hey, look, this isn't working out. It's no big problem. Let's see what we can do to make a change over the next couple months. Got it. Either you're not on the right seat on the bus, or it's just not the right bus. And that's okay. Both situations are okay. Change is good. Change is inevitable. Sometimes you got to let people go in order for them to grow. And it's all right. Okay. Burning desire. Number 3. Again, this one bothers us tremendously. Is hard work and time. Why do I put them together? Because they just go together. Hard work and time. You can't work hard for 3 hours and say, okay, that's my time. It doesn't work. Mike, it's a marathon, isn't it? You got to work hard all the time. It's all the time. Because here's what's happening. If you're not working hard, somebody else is, and they're going past you. And guess what? You can never make up what you lost. You can't make it up. There's only one commodity that exists in the world that you can never get back, and it's time. It's the only commodity. If you don't have a burning desire, at 6:30, TV's on, and you waste the next 3 hours watching something. Or you got to sit around and read the paper and find out about who murdered who and who did this and it. What do you mean? There's nothing good in any of that. You don't need to know. The greatest thing about today's information society is that in about 3 minutes you can get everything you need. And if you need to get a little deeper, it doesn't take much longer to get it and find it, okay? But time's the element. Time's the key. Time's where it really starts matching with hard work. Hard work, Coach Wooden, if you get his book and read it, which I hope you will, he has a pyramid of success. And in the two corners, one is enthusiasm and one is industriousness. And he starts the whole pyramid of success off with, if you don't have those two things, it really does nothing else. You can't build. You can't build the structure if you don't have the foundation. Enthusiasm is joy. Industriousness is work. Your joy has to be your work, and your work has to be your joy, and it's simultaneous. You were born to work. You were not born to not create and not work. Have you ever seen people who inherit money? They're a disaster. 99% of the lotto winners are already broke again. The other 1% just hadn't had enough time yet. It's coming. If you don't go earn it, you won't keep it. You don't have any value to it. It's kind of like the guy, one of the parents of one of my kids in Birmingham when I was coaching there, the guys would say, he's a millionaire. Great. I dig into it, I find out, well, yeah, he inherited 30 and he's got 2 left. It's just a little bit longer. It's just a little bit longer. And it was. 7 years later, he filed bankruptcy. And you got NBA players, you got all that. They're just thrown on top of them. And we judge them and we criticize them. But the truth of the matter is we really didn't do a good enough job in the system to be able to teach them the balance and to get them to understand that what you see on TV, there is no value. That's not the value. That's not where the value is. It's in the hard work. Guess what? You've done the hard work. You've earned it. Now keep it. Keep it. But it's got to take time. Here's where we are today. We used to be a great, great society that understood how to farm. What do you have to do? You have to plant something, right? Well, after you plant it, you've got to cultivate it. And after a cultivation period of time, you can have your harvest. If you have a family, it takes 9 months to give birth to that child. You go from the seed planting, you go to the cultivating, and you go to the harvest. We have a lotto mentality now. What did you do for me? What did you do for me? What did you do for me? What are you giving me now? What are you giving me now? I got to have it now, 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 now. Microwave, microwave, microwave. It doesn't work. It takes time. And it takes hard work. Take this with you. Pay yourself first and teach your children to do the same. Steve will jump all over this one. Pay yourself first. And gosh, I don't know why it took me to 40-something for somebody to tell me that. I was like, oh, shit, yeah, that's a great idea. Why do you pay the bank? Why do you pay the car payment? Why do you pay the gas? Why do you pay the electric? Why do you pay everybody else's masters in your life and you don't pay yourself first? One of the worst things that happens to people, which I think is a great teaching tool, is let them get those stupid little Social Security statements they send out now. That's another waste of money. They got to print it on paper and send it back to you with all the money you've made all your life. Just take 10% of it. Boy, if you had that in a nest egg somewhere, would you really be fighting money issues? Would you? Pay yourself. Then go do everything else. And teach your children to do the same.